Yello, and welcome to episode 72 of my Terraria Calamity mod playthrough. We have a bunch more crafting today. Specifically, pretty much every single weapon in this list. We may not be crafting, we may double back at the end, we'll see what time we have. We're only going to be crafting the two Daedric weapons. I've been watching Skyrim recently, I'm fairly sure that's not what it is. We'll only be crafting the two of these that we use for the classes that we actually have. We'll double back and craft the other ones later if we have time at the end of the episode, but otherwise we'll be crafting basically everything else in here. Before we start on that, there are a couple of quick things we need to go over. We died once. We died while we was doing the Frost Moon again. I'm going to put this grave down. As it happens, we don't need very much Ascended Essence, but we did need a lot of the Endothermic Flames, or whatever they were called. So yeah, we had to do it again. Before we begin, we have a bunch of cosmetic stuff in here, and stuff in here that, this one here we actually could have crafted a while ago, but we didn't notice. This is the upgrade to the Megalodon. So let's get these crafted, and then I will show you the 4 chests full of stuff that we need to convert into other things. So that converts into the Sea Dragon, and then we have the True Cosmic Cone, the Godspeed Booster, we have... oh, we already have that. The Extra Fluffy Feather Clump, which summons a beast so horrific that you will die. And the Godslayer Doll, which summons the Cosmic Assassin, Stasis Probe, and Dark Energies. It's just a combination of these 3. Which we may actually keep, because we technically already have a copy of all of these anyway. But let's start with the cone. This is just a vanity item. I imagine it's a headpiece. That is one hell of a headpiece. I feel sorry for my water elemental above me. Let's get rid of that. Precision booster. Again, this is more just cosmetic wings than anything else. So... you can just about see it there. Fair enough. I still prefer these. Let's go over the minions. Let's get this one first. Okay, summons a... I wonder how literal this is. A beast so horrific that you will die. They're little flying doggoos. I think is what they're supposed to be. Fair enough, and this one should just be a combination of the other 3. So yeah, we have the Stasis Probe and those 2 other things. Do I want to keep those, or do I want to keep these? These are spaced out a little more, but these are explicitly just following behind me. They take up less space in general. No, more minions is more better. There's 5 of these, there's 3 of those. This is the only thing that matters for a predominantly summoner build. I don't believe either of those had further upgrades on them, and neither do those. So let's have a quick look at the Sea Dragon, which has one more upgrade after it to become the Void Dragon. I believe. Let's just double check this. Can't craft it yet. Yep. Draedon's Forge. That's the wording of it. Okay. Unleashes a deluge of alternating bullets and pressure water jets. Additionally fires rockets and emits devastating muzzle blasts. Oh, it's firing a lot. There's about 5,000. There's a lot going on there. Fair enough. Okay, so that has a further upgrade. We will put it away. I thought I had waited this storm out and it's come back again. Can't get rid of the wind. We can probably get rid of the rain. Okay, so let's put this back in here. Get rid of the sandstorm as well. Will that get rid of the thunderstorm? Heavy rain. Oh wait, no, we've got to remember that what it says the weather is isn't necessarily what the weather is based upon us trying to manipulate it. Okay, so we have 4 chests rather. We have this one here that is full of stuff. We have this one here that is full of stuff. This one here. And this one down here. We have lots to be crafting today. Let's just grab everything in here. This should include the Draedon weapons. And then a lot from this first line down to about here-ish, I think. So let's just loot all of that. Good, we have the space. Start off with these so we can charge them. We want the... where are you? The rogue weapon. Have to throw it. And the summon weapon gives us the space. Bring them over to the chargers. Charging. Okay. This one here is in our list. This one here we can't make. It requires shadow spec bars. We want 2 of these. We can craft the face melter. I also went through the trouble of collecting every single weapon that we didn't have that we needed to craft every single one of these. There's 3 things that were missing. The axe, which took a fair few attempts to get. And the thing that was the biggest pain in the arse isn't in this chest. It was getting the demon scythe. This is a drop from a pre-hard mode mob. So now in hard mode, particularly after with the Providence enemies around, or profane enemies around, sorry, getting the demon that specifically drops this to spawn is a bit of a pain, but we managed to get it to work. Ice barrage. There's a massive combination of ice weapons. I thought I had the things for this. What are we missing? Bookcase. We are standing near one. What did I miss? Oh, bollocks. I forgot to craft the holy water. That's what we forgot. Okay. And then a horn. Actually, wasn't it just 2 of these? And then bottles. Was it here? And crafted elsewhere. Oh, it's hallowed seeds. We actually don't have any, but we'll have to go buy some. I think Dryad sells them, I want to say. Dryad sells hallowed seeds. Yes, okay. Okay, there it is. Right, now we can craft it. God's brilliance. Was that everything? Nope, we have 2 more things to craft. Which will be, yep, that thing, which is a combination of those 2 magical items. And then this spear, I think, is technically what it is. Right. Most of the weapons we're going to be crafting today will be using these will be their final forms. There's still a bunch of them that have higher tiers available. Some of them rogue weapons we will put to one side and test at the end. So let's keep these in here for now. I think everything here is either magical, ranged, or melee. Yep. So let's get this lot. We'll do it chest by chest. Right. First things first. Cosmic Shiv fires a cosmic beam that homes on enemies. Upon hitting an enemy, a barrage of off-screen objects home in on the enemy as well as raining stars. And this counts as a melee weapon. Fair enough. Lights God's Brilliance. Does that have an upgrade? This one doesn't. No. Okay. Cast small homing light beads along with exploding light bulbs. Oh, is this the upgrade to... Yes. We actually never crafted it. The Crystal Shard spellbook upgrades to the Shade Crystal Barrage, and then this is the upgraded version of that. Doesn't look like it bounces anymore though. It is shoddy, so it's not doing as much damage as it should be doing, but even then, that's not a lot of damage. Nebulous Cataclysm. That doesn't tell us what it does, just says the true power of the Nebula Mage rests in your hands. I do like the animation on this though. If you have a look at the hand. Quite a powerful weapon. That might be worth me swapping out this thing. There's more damage. We'll bear that in mind. Potential replacement for this. Mythical Ice Barrage. Casts a deadly and powerful ice spell in the location of the cursor. The ice spell locks itself into the position of nearby enemies. Consumes 2 blood runes every time it's used. Blood runes. Not a thing I've heard of before. Damage 1, extremely strong knockback arrow used with blast charge, found in some sort of runic landscape. We may have actually got some of them. Maybe? No, we don't. They looked kind of familiar. 1 second, going to need to look this one up. Okay, I should have seen that one come in. They're sold by the Archmage. Given that this weapon is a combination of a whole bunch of different ice weapons, it makes sense that he would sell the ammo for it. Wait, do we really have 999 platinum at this point? I know we have a lot, and that I ended up collecting a lot yesterday while I was doing all of the other farming. Yeah, we have over 1,000. Fair enough. Okay. Damage is a bit all over the place. I don't know whether or not that's going to be useful against enemies that can move around. What happens if there's more than one of these? That also locks me into using that spell. I can't change, or I'm not going to be able to change weapons as long as that's active. Okay, we just locked onto whichever one's nearest. I don't think I'm going to use a weapon that commits to an animation that long. Next up, Face Melter. Fires musical notes. Press right click to summon an amplifier that shoots towards your mouse. Woo, fantasy world. Well, we can't play it anymore, it seems. Maybe we explicitly need the amplifier. Interesting, it's kind of a... oh, it's kind of like it's got its own mini summon. That's still firing towards the cursor. I need to get rid of it. Okay. Next up, this one does have further upgrades. I think these don't, yeah. The Event Horizon fires a ring of stars to home in on nearby enemies. Stars spawn black holes on enemy hits. Nothing, not even light, can return. Okay, so this is a close-range magical weapon. Potentially useful against... let me get rid of that. I imagine that they're going to home in when an enemy comes near them, so against a mobile enemy this would still do a reasonable amount of damage. If I was standing right on top of them, then they're all just immediately sucking into it. I can see that being useful. It's a contender at least. It might be worth getting because it fires faster than the Nebulous Cataclysm. Okay, and lastly, the Alpha Ray. Disintegrates everything with a tri-beam of energy and lasers. Right-click to fire a Y-shaped beam of destructive energies and a spread of lasers. I can see that being very effective against a multi-segmented boss. Not sure why you'd use the alt fire. The alt fire seems significantly less powerful than the main fire. Okay, these two have upgrades. This one doesn't, but it's a potential, I think, even though this is close range, most enemies are going to, or most bosses are going to try to ram you at some point. Or be very mobile, or just be very static, so... I think that is actually a potentially better option than that, so we will swap these out. And everything here is its final form, with the exception of this book, so the rest of this can go away. And that can go in there as well. Okay, that's one chest down. This goes here. Time for the second one. Let's grab all of this. Right. Okay, that's already highlighted. So that's in here. This one's had a few upgrades. They all use forbidden fragments. Those are the words I'm looking for. They all use forbidden fragments. I think it's 1, 3, and 5. This one here is the one that was a pain in the ass to get. We've already crafted and tested that. We can't make that yet because it needs Auric bars. Here we go. This is an upgrade to weapon, or an upgrade to 2 weapons that we've been upgrading throughout our play. This is an upgrade to a single new weapon. We have the next form of the Biome Blade. We have a new hammer that has further upgrades to it. An upgrade to the Great Sword of Judgment, which is used in something else, but I can't remember offhand what that was. What was that? Ah, right, yes. Iridescent Excalibur. We have the prismatic breaker, which is one of the upgrades to that rainbow gun. Scourge of the Cosmos, which is an upgrade to Scourge of Corruption. Neither of those. Alluvion, new bow, an upgraded bow. Antimatter rifle, an upgrade to the Shroomer. Well, one of the two potential... That was loud. One of the two potential upgrades to the Shroomer. And then I think, yes, Infinity, which was upgraded to a Shredder, which I had to farm the materials for, if memory serves. Okay. And once again, we'll go melee weapons first. Let's put that to one side. Melee weapons, and that, is this still going to... It does require an attunement, although it has kept achievements from previously, by the looks of it. Okay, ranged weapon, that leaves 2 magical weapons. Right. Starting with Devil's Devastator. Fires a spread of demonic scythes, pitchforks rise from the underworld to skewer your foe. Critical hits causes shadow flame explosions. Quite effective, but it's not as effective as the Muasama, rather. The Imperium Knives throws a flurry of bouncing knives that can heal the user. Yep, they bounce. It's a lot of individual life steals. If you hit with a batch of them, then you get life steals from all of them. Oathbringer. Fires a rainbow blade that emits a rainbow rain on death for a time. A pale white sword from a forgotten land. You can hear faint yet comforting whispers emanating from the blade. No matter where you are... I think we've read this before. No matter where you are, maybe... Let's try that again. No matter where you may be, you are never alone. I shall always be at your side, my lord. It has a pretty heavy lock on, but it doesn't do a lot of damage. Okay, Prismatic Breaker. Fires a charge. Fire to charge a powerful rainbow laser. Right-click to instantly swing the sword and fire rainbow-coloured waves. The sword is... I was wondering how long that was going to go on for. The sword is boosted by both melee and range damage. Seems to belong to a certain magical girl. Radiates with intense cosmic energy. That's not an amount of damage to sniff at, given that it's a piercing weapon, and it can't pierce through blocks, but it does go for a long range. I can't show this to you on 21:9 easily, but it's halfway across or it's more than halfway across my left-hand monitor. And then right-clicking is firing these. Okay. Next up, Scourge of the Cosmos. Throws a bouncing cosmic scourge that emits tiny homing cosmic scourges on death and tile hits. the main weapon does do more damage. I wonder. Yeah, 'cause we're too far away for this to... Oh no, that works. If you can get just the right angle on this, in just the right situation, you could probably get this to do a lot more damage than we are at the minute. Interesting. Okay. The Galactic Smasher throws a heavy gravity-affecting hammer that will return to you after striking an enemy. Consecutive hits summons more and... Oh! I now remember what this is the upgrade to. More and more cosmic hammers. After hitting an 8th time, the hammer will supercharge itself with a galactic energy, delivering an apocalyptic strike that reverberates through space and time. I feel my ears might regret this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ow. Smack. So the base one doesn't do much damage, but that follow-up does a lot, particularly if it crits. And this weapon has a further upgrade. I can't wait. Okay, Galactica. Left click to swing Galactica around you, accelerating over time. The swirling nebula constantly emits homing cosmic bolts. Release to hurl Galactica forward towards the cursor alongside 6 gigantic cosmic bolts. Periodically releases a ring of weakening stars around you, or around your cursor when attacking. The ring is repelled away from you at first, but slows down over time. Freed from earthly shackles and coursing with cosmic power, has access to all of the attunements at all times. Press right click to cycle the sword's attunements, depending on the cursor position. Interesting. One weapon. I mean, it's doing a decent amount of damage for just this particular form. Oh right, yeah, that's changing the mode. Is the passive blessing always the same? Periodically releases a... Passive blessing must always be the same. Let's get ourselves back to the first one, Phoenix Ply. That's this one. Okay. Next one. Hold left click to charge a God-erasing lunge, release to unleash a devastating blow. Galactica emits cosmic bolts when charging. Lunging into the ground will cause a shockwave which summons a storm of cosmic energies. Ah, the passive blessing is cycled with it. And the passive blessing for this is releases a ring of life-stealing stars around yourself while attacking. The ring is attracted towards you at first. Oh! It's a charge weapon. Technically not the ground. There are some cool weapons in this game. We may or may not be play with some more of these, particularly once they're at their final form during Boss Rush. But for now, we're sticking with the 2 classes we have, or at least we're using Summoner more than anything else. Okay. Left click holds to channel Galactic's power into a tied vortex of galactic energies. The vortex powers up over time while hitting enemies. Fire to release off a charge of stars in a line. So the passive is the same for this. So that gets stronger the more you can hit with it. Throw Galactica your cursor, holding it in place with constellations. Galactica follows your cursor, rapidly spinning and shredding enemies. So this is basically a yo-yo. Striking enemies causes nebulous explosions, and this has Capricorn's Blessing on it. And unsurprising, it does slightly less damage because it's a little bit easier to hit and it's like got a decent range on it. And now we're back to Phoenix Pride. Okay, so we've been through all of those. Next, the Albion unleashes a torrent of 6 arrows at once, converts wooden arrows into a combination of sharks, torrentals, and typhoon arrows. Torrential and typhoon arrows. Okay, antimatter rifle. Converts musket balls into 50 caliber sniper rifle rounds that rip apart enemy defenses and damage reductions rather. Critical hits unleash a second swarm of 5 bullets. I'm not seeing the 5 bullets. I'm just seeing our bullet teleport behind it. Critical hits unleash a second swarm of 5 bullets. So I don't think that's working right. It may not like the bullets we're using, which would be weird because they're the same tier. And lastly, for this particular set, Infinity fires a barrage of energy bolts that split and bounce. Right click to fire a barrage of normal bullets. They say Infinity is never ending, and this has a fairly significant speed reduction on it. Yet you hold it in your hands. Well, against a large target, I can see this being quite useful. That is absolutely filling the screen. Good lord, it's going through bullets so quickly. Fair enough. Okay, now we'll test these 2 magic ones. Which way round is it? It's that way round. So, Primordial Ancient casts a giant blast of dust. This says it doesn't do much damage. It does not. But it is a gigantic blast of dust. It will be very hard to miss with that. Next up, Recitation of the Beast. Summons a beast scythe around the player in a small circle, before firing towards the cursor and homing to nearby enemies. Will they all hit him? They don't beat the weapon that we have. Okay. So a bunch of these have further upgrades and need to be properly put away. So let me do that quickly for you, and we'll come back once we are ready to craft the next batch. One moment, please. Okay, they're all put away. On to chest number 3. What was that? Something unique. And I forget what it was. Okay, let's see. We should be looking from around about here onwards. This is it. So, more ranged weapons. I think most of the melee weapons are now done. Upgrade to another minigun. Oh yeah, I killed the old Duke again. We needed to get the fetid emissus, or whatever that's is from it. We also didn't have that weapon. I think that was, yeah, Plaguebringer Goliath drop. Star Armada. Do we only have one of these? Why do I think we need 2 of these? No, this doesn't have an upgrade. The one we needed 2 for, I think we all... no, there's... The Star Fleet has 2 different upgrades. That's what I'm thinking of. And the other one is Starmageddon. we have the pack. This one does have 2 copies of it. That's missiles. We're going to need stars for ammunition. Okay. Right. The cursor. That's probably not enunciated correctly. That's seems like it should be Japanese or Asian, so the word at least. What's it say? Insane knockback. This is heavy. Too heavy. Standard, slow firing, reasonable damage piercing weapon. Nothing too special. The Onyxia fires a storm of bullets and onyx shards. 50% chance to save ammo. Oh, technically a shotgun. Not bad. I think it's upgraded from a minigun, but that's kind of closer to a shotgun than it is a minigun. The Phasegasm fires a spread of 5 arrows that emit phantom arrows on enemy hit. 70 or 66% chance to save ammo. Still using wooden ammos, yeah. So this damage-wise would benefit from having an actual an arrow type equipped. It was getting faster as we were firing it. Not bad. That has an upgrade. And then we have the SDFMG. It came from the edge of Terraria. Oh, this is a good way to get rid of all of your bullets. That does a lot of damage. 50% chance. That is very, very fast firing, and that isn't even its final form. Rubico Prime summons a semi-automatic sniper that fires in 5-second bursts. Fires impact rounds that have increased critical multiplier. Okay, so does more crit damage. So yeah, it says fires in 5-second rounds. If I click, then it just fires for 5 seconds. So that makes it a less useful weapon, given the fact that once you're started firing, you're not going to be able to stop firing until it's done. Okay. Starmada fires a barrage of stars and plasma blasts. And it's getting faster. And it's still getting faster. No, I think it's reached its limit now. Not bad. Starmageddon, this is damaged. Projects the finality of the cosmic annihilation with dark sun power. It actually doesn't use ammo. And it just keeps going as long as I hold the mouse down. And lastly, the Storm, or the Pack, fires a large homing rocket that explodes into more homing mini rockets when in proximity to an enemy. Kind of hard to see at night. Let me make it daytime. I can just about see those. Oh! Fires through the ground. Doesn't do a lot of damage though. Okay. Getting on to the last sets. So they have an upgrade. These do not. That does not. That does. That does. That's final form. That's final form. Rocket launchers are being kept in here. And then other ranged weapons go in here. Does this go with something else specifically? No, it just has an upgrade. And what about you? Nope, it just has an upgrade. Right, last chest. Let's just grab all of this. And we'll keep the stars on us for now, just in case we need it for ammunition for anything in here. Okay, Ultima. And then we have the Universal Genesis. Eclipse's Fall. This one here. Hypothermia. Penumbia. Okay, so we have 2 ranged weapons and then rogue weapons and our final summon weapon. Let's get the ranged weapons tested first and then we'll come back for the rogue and summon weapons. Okay, first off, Ultima. Casts a continuous stream of plasma bolts. Over time, the bolts are replaced with powerful lasers. Bolts power up into solid beams as you continue shooting. 70% chance to save ammo. Ah yes, the rain. That's why it's dark. Rain, rain, go away. At least the wind's gone. Reached its final form? I think it must have done. I'm assuming this, yeah, pierces through the ground as well. Interesting. Oh right, yeah, the bolts are raised with lasers. And then all of them become laser beams. Fair enough, okay. Universal Genesis fires a spread of bullets from the gun and a flurry of stars to rain down on the cursor. Converts musket balls into... I am using... Ooh, we don't have musket balls. We need to grab some. Converts musket balls into stellar caller shots that summon additional stars and enemy hit. I do believe I have musket balls. I just put them away. That is a lot of stars. But only an average amount of damage. Okay. I think these are both final form weapons. Yep. Okay. We need this rogue weapon on for reference. So let's just confirm DPS numbers here. Depending on how good our crits are, we're looking at anywhere between 25,000 to 35,000. Okay. Oh, we should, that's a good point. Since these are potential upgrades, all of them, we should make sure that these at least get a fair shake. Didn't miss a chest, did I? I did get this one. And I've got everything out of there. Yeah, okay. I was worried for a second I might have been forgetting something. Right. Eclipses fall. Summons a spear from the sky on a hit. Stealth strikes impale enemies and summon a constant barrage of spears over time. When the sun goes dark, you will know judgment. I think this is an upgrade from Undyne's spear. Oh no, it comes from the Crystal Piercer. Undyne's spear must have been a different weapon. Well, the additional spears from the sky are... this doesn't have the... or this particular armor set doesn't have the bonus that the other armor set does in terms of critting 50 times. But that's still something we need to bear in mind, owing to the fact that once we merge all three armor sets together, they will have the bonuses of all three armor sets, so we will be getting that ability back. So this seems about as on par. There's this thing. Okay, next up. Hypothermia. Throws a constant barrage of black ice shards. Stealth Strike hurls a set of razor-sharp ice chunks that shatter on impact. So that sounds like something that's going to be better for a a build that isn't focused on stealth strikes. That said, that is a compelling amount of damage. And we do have to bear in mind that all of the secondary ones are currently getting bonuses from nanotech. Specifically, landing a stealth strike grants 12% bonus crit on non-stealth strikes. So the first two that will hit, there'll be a stealth strike and will trigger the stealth strike effects, are then followed up by a whole bunch of extra hits that are basically guaranteed crits at this point. Yeah, they'll be guaranteed crits. So I think that's an upgrade there and then. We'll see whether or not Penumbra is any better. This is slow speed, so this is a bomb. Throws a shadow bomb that explodes into Homin's souls and flames. Stealth Strike makes the bomb manifest on the cursor and explodes into more souls. Interesting, but I don't think it does enough damage to be useful for the Stealth Strike build we've got going. Alright, yes, and then the attack keeps going. And lastly for Rogue, the Plasma Grenade. Slow speed throws a grenade that explodes into a plasma on collision. Stealth strikes explode violently on collision into a vaporizing blast. Each grenade contains a heavily condensed and heated unit of plasma. Use with extreme caution. I wonder how much of the shockwave is actually dealing damage. It's giving some kind of plasma burn effect on it, but it doesn't do enough damage to be worthwhile swapping out any of our existing weapons. But I think we will swap that one out, and we'll keep that instead. It would be nice to have just a really slow fire, or have again a really slow firing rogue weapon that just deals a lot of damage. but we do not appear to have one in this particular batch. Do any of these have further upgrades? They usually don't, the rogue weapons. No, all of these can be thrown away. Or put into storage, more accurately. That one, however, we need. And it goes in here, because it's going to merge with that eventually. I think it needs Auric bars. Yeah. We need Auric bars for that. Right. Lastly, we need a different armor set. Where'd I put it? There I put it. And then we need to unequip that and that. Okay. Let's have a look-see at this. Pole Warper. Summons a pair of floating magnets that repel each other and relentlessly swarm enemies. Magnetic devices which tears at foes by propelling themselves off their opposite counterparts. The damage they're doing is not nothing. We are doing less damage because of the armor set we're using. I think, yeah, this looks like it's going to be compared more directly to the damage that this thing could do. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, unfortunately it doesn't compete. And we already know that the other two summon weapons we have deal significantly more damage. What's the time on the episode? Okay, we potentially have enough time for this. So let me put these away and get the stuff we need to craft the remaining Draedon weapons. So one moment, please. Okay. I went ahead and crafted them just because they're going to, or they needed charging anyway. Oops. So, let's give these 4 weapons a test. I forget whether or not these are the final weapons, or if there's another set. Is there another set? Sort by rarity. We've already done those, we've already gone through all of the schematics, so I think these are the final sets of these weapons. Space Slayer projects a colossal laser blade which is controlled by the cursor. Move the cursor to swing the blade and rip and tear through enemies. Faster swings deal more damage and release additional sword beams. When at low energy or low charge, the blade becomes smaller and weaker. Interesting, but that's going to hurt your arm and get very... because you would have to continually be doing this to do effective damage with it. And doing that while also trying to keep track of where your cursor is and everything else, that's not exactly the best, but never mind. Pulse Rifle. Fires an enhanced pulse that arcs to a new target on enemy hit. My own personal weapon, used to stamp out failed creations. I have backed up the schematic in the event of the original's destruction. I feel like we need a second target. Interesting. Doesn't do a lot of damage though, really. Even hitting the pair of them. Okay, no, that's not too bad, but that's hitting 2 enemies rather than just the one, so... Okay, the anomalous nanogun. Left click to charge up to 5 rapidly firing plasma beams. Right click to launch 3 fusion bombs. Welcome to the party, pal. It's another weapon that locks you into its animation. Okay, I like the knockback. The knockback is a nice touch. I don't think it would be a weapon that you would necessarily want to use because of it, but it's a nice touch. Tesla cannon. A lightweight energy cannon that blasts an intense electrical beam that explodes. The beam can arc to nearby targets. So yeah, it's basically the same as the sighted pulse rifle. A lot of these Draedon weapons have been fairly underwhelming. There's only been 1 or 2 that we've actually wanted to keep. That said, we haven't tested most of the melee and ranged weapons from the set. But that will be that for today. So thank you very much for watching. I've enjoyed the show. We'll be back again. This will be Friday's episode next week. We'll be fighting this thing, Yaron. I believe that is the next target. I don't think there's anything else left for us to do, but I will double check the progression guide just so to be sure. We've crafted all of our weapons. We have a few upgrades. Well, over the course of the last 3 days, we've got a decent number of upgrades. So yeah, thanks again for watching. Hope you enjoyed the show, and hopefully we'll see you next time. Cheerio.